Welcome to The Shoreline, brought to you by Shores and Islands, Ohio, where finding your Lake Erie love is a sure thing. Thank you for joining us. I am your host, Jill Bauer, PR Manager for Shores and Islands, Ohio, and we bring you The Shoreline every week to give you the inside scoop on what's happening here in our island and coastal communities. As we zoom through the month of March, we continue to celebrate Women's History Month. And as part of that celebration, we are talking to and about local kick-butt women, many of them who work for Shores and Islands. So joining me once again, you can welcome back to the program as my co-host today is Assistant Marketing Director Jennifer Yochem. Welcome, Jen.
Hello there. Glad to be back, Jill.
Thanks for joining me. So if you don't mind, and I don't think we talked about this last time you were on, can you tell us a little bit about what your job is at Shores and Islands, Ohio, and what you do?
Sure. So the title is Assistant Marketing Director, but there's lots involved. As everybody does, and nowadays you wear a lot of hats for your job. A lot of my duties are very creatively oriented, meaning I do a lot of graphic design and photography work. I do marketing strategies. I do the sole creativity work for both offices in our organization, which can stack up pretty quickly.
We keep her busy.
Right.
So how long have you been with Shores and Islands?
Oh, let me see here. It's been over 8 years.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been over 8 years. That flew, yeah.
Yeah, it's flying by. Well, what was your background before Shores and Islands, Ohio? How did you end up working in the travel and tourism industry?
So I wasn't totally foreign to this industry. I was with an advertising agency for over 18 years, a local one here. And at the time, Lake Erie Shores and Islands, that's our old name, they were a client of mine. So that's how I got introduced. So I was very familiar with the tourism industry and what it was about and had a good understanding of it. Knew a lot of the partners we work with, made the transition very easy. But what I didn't realize are all the different things that you can do in the tourism industry and how fascinating it is.
Oh, yeah. Lots of different jobs, different roles, ways to be involved in the industry, and really every kind of role from entry level to executive. I mean, there is something for everyone.
Well, people always assume tourism industry, you think seasonal jobs and that's it. And that's so not the case at all.
Absolutely. And I remember, meeting you way back when you didn't work for us and you worked, I guess you did work for us.
Kind of did, yeah.
We were a client of yours, but you also had a lot of clients that were also in the travel and tourism space. Because I remember you working with hotels and ferries and, other groups. So you've kind of already knew the industry before you even started working here.
Right. The partner relationship, that part had solid. From, like I said, working with all those people for many years. It was getting to know kind of the advocacy and the other side of the tourism industry that I really wasn't familiar with. And it's an ever continuous growing educational opportunity to learn about what all this industry does and what it can do and how truly important it is to every little community and how it can economically impact all of us in some way, shape, or form.
Absolutely. So what, Jen, is your favorite part of the job?
That's tough. Of course, art nerd. I love to create. I do like taking photos, but I honestly, in the last few years here, I haven't had a chance to really get out because I've been nose first into a laptop or a desktop computer creating. But I do like the interaction with partners and with other people who are in our industry. It's kind of nerdy when you get excited about all at the same time, but I mean, it's contagious. It's a positive, contagious energy.
Well, absolutely. And, you've lived here for most of your life. I know you were transplanted into the area, but having the benefit of working in the travel and tourism industry and living and working here and, around the Sandusky area, what are some of your favorite things to do outside of work? Where do you like to, play in the area?
Ooh, that's longer than what we have. No, it depends on what time of the year it is, too. So I really am a summer girl. Fall is a very, very close second. So anytime I have the opportunity to go to a beach, I'm all over it. Sign me up for either island, Kelly's Island or Put-in-Bay. I'm always in.
Absolutely. Sounds good. I will concur, and I've met you on the beach before. So I know that to be true. I will also add in here a shameless plug for the Play and Stay guide. The last several episodes, I have had it in my script, and today I forgot to put it in there. But just to remind folks that if you are planning a visit to the area, you should definitely go onto our website, shoresandislands.com, and order your Play and Stay guide. Jen is primarily responsible for that beautiful piece and putting it all together, and it is a thankless job, but I thank you now, Jen, publicly for all of the work that you put into both creatively and just organizationally to pull that all together and to be able to make sure that everybody visiting the area knows what's hot and what's all the great things to do in the region. So
well, thank you. Thank you. It's definitely a labor of love. That is for sure. It is a tremendously huge project, and it has a lot of people involved with it within our organization. I'll tell you what, it's like a lot of different wheels and the cogs all fit together to make this masterpiece when we're all done.
Absolutely. So if you haven't already, go to shoresandislands.com and download or request a mailing of your very own Shores and Islands Play and Stay guide for 2025. So thanks for answering those questions, Jen. Would you like to join me now in chatting with another amazing local woman and getting all the buzz about another locally woman-owned business?
Of course I would.
So today on the Shoreline, we get to talk to two lovely ladies that we recently met at a Shores and Islands Partner Roundtable event. And I can't wait to learn more and to help get the word out about Cherry City Honey, located in one of our neighbor communities, Bellevue. Joining us on the program are Tami Wylie and Jaime Garza. Tami Wylie has been a beekeeper for 9 years. Born and raised in Bellevue, she's the owner of Cherry City Honey Farms and Apiary in Bellevue. She and her husband of 44 years, Gary, started the business in 2019, and they opened their retail store in 2021. Tami's passion is honeybees, honey, and all the natural products that can be made from the hive. Also joining us is Jaime Garza. She is the events and marketing coordinator for Cherry City Honey, and she's been there since day one, designing the website and shaping the marketing and sales strategy. Her passion for connecting people with high-quality, locally sourced honey and wellness products drives her work from branding to customer engagement. Plus, not only does she schedule tour buses, groups, and community workshops, she also shares her knowledge in Cherry City's Honeycomb Classroom. So welcome to the Shoreline ladies.
Yay. Thank you for having us.
I wish that we had like sound effect when you joined. We're really happy to have you. I want to start first with Tami. Tami, first of all, I'm wondering, how did you get involved in beekeeping itself? It's kind of a non-traditional hobby / career for a female. So what brought you to beekeeping?
Well, it was strictly by accident. I was at the Clyde Library one day, and the ladies announced that there was a beekeeping presentation downstairs. So I thought I might as well join. I was kind of getting into natural things, like essential oils was what I first started out with.
Okay.
And so I listened to the presentation, and from there was a beginner beekeeping class that was going to happen in the next month. So I decided to sign up for there and join the class. And from there, it kind of morphed into what we have today.
And it became your career.
Yes.
So then you and your husband, Gary, started Cherry City Honey, and initially you sold your honey and other related products at local farm markets. So what made you guys decide to open your brick and mortar store?
Well, my husband is an entrepreneur. He's just an old hat at it. So he retired, and he didn't know anything about the beekeeping. I taught him everything he knows.
You were the beekeeper first. I love that.
I was, yes. He was overseas working, so I started this. But when he came home and retired, I started out with 5 hives. But by the end of that summer, we had 60. So he learned quick on how to expand things.
So what brought about the brick and mortar as opposed to going to the farm markets?
We just was looking for something else to do, and I still do farm markets. at least one during the summer. But it's just nice to have a place where people can come and buy honey. We also sell bee equipment to other beekeepers. So we do help local beekeepers out with problem solving and such things as that. My husband definitely is a instructor, a teacher. That's what he did in his previous life. So he is all about teaching beekeeping and all of its practices.
So next we're going to go on to Jaime. Jaime, what is it about the business that attracted you and made you want to be a part of this organization?
It was actually my son when he was in 4-H in 3rd grade, and he wanted to have the opportunity to take beekeeping for a 4-H project. And I had the connection with the Wileys, and that's where it all started. They helped him, and then I had already had the marketing part of it and said, you guys should, let's do this on a website basis. And, learning more about the bees every single year, they're fascinating. With 5 eyes, I mean, who can resist something different than the norm?
Oh, that is. I'm getting an education today myself, so this is fascinating. Yeah. All right, ladies, can one of you please walk us through, or both of you, some of the products you produce yourselves from your own honey?
I can do that. The biggest question people have is, why are there different colors of honey? And the reason for that is the different seasons. The bees forage on different flowers. The earlier in the season, you're going to get a lighter color honey. And as the season goes on, it gets darker. Some of the other honeys that I do make are the infused and creamed honeys. And I do use all organic ingredients in my products. That's one big must in our store is I like clean ingredients. I'm all about, healthy eating with everything that we make.
What other products besides just general honey do you make out of the?
I do make candles, and I do make wood conditioner, lotion bars, such things like that.
What is the benefit of having honey? Like you mentioned in a lotion bar, is it just for the smell, for the texture? What are the health benefits of having honey in those kinds of products?
Honey is very healing, number one. And so is beeswax. The honey is antibacterial. A lot of people use it for wounds and burns. So even doctors have started to go back to suggesting to use honey on those items.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I definitely have been hearing a lot more about that.
So in your store, you obviously are going to feature the products that you make, but you guys also feature some other natural products, things to go along with it. Can you tell us about some of those other products that you carry?
Yes, we have a elderberry syrup kit, and I put that together. That's about our second highest selling item.
Especially in cold and flu season.
Yes, definitely. We have teas. We use Storehouse Tea out of Cleveland, and they actually blend their own. I've been in their kitchen. They showed me how they blend their different teas.
That's a good combination too, like to put honey in my tea.
It is, definitely. We have loose leaf and we have the sachet bags of teas. We carry Naked Bee products, which is another type of lotion. They have lip balms, lip glosses. It's a company out of Nashville, Tennessee, and very clean ingredients in those also. We do carry Amish popcorn, and that's been a popular thing throughout the season.
Yeah.
Other items we carry is, I don't know if you've ever heard of dryer balls, wool dryer balls.
Yes.
Okay. I like to use those instead of dryer sheets. And I also combine my essential oils on the dryer balls instead of using the sheets, the fragrance sheets that are artificially.
It's more environmentally friendly to use the dryer balls.
It very much is, definitely.
It sounds like you have quite a variety of things.
We do. We have t-shirts, such things like that.
Do you have any favorite products or anything that you particularly like to recommend to people when they come in? Like, you got to try this or...
Definitely the flavored honeys. My favorite is the hot honey.
I was just going to ask what kind of hot honey you had. Yep.
And I actually raise the peppers that go in that hot honey. So I use serrano, jalapeno, and habanero.
What other flavors of honey do you have?
I make an infused lemon, an infused cinnamon, infused sea salt, infused lavender. And then I make a creamed cinnamon, and I use the Ceylon cinnamon. That's the most healthy cinnamon.
It's a creamed honey, and what, like, how is that different than regular honey?
It's whipped. The consistency is spreadable like butter.
Oh,
Okay, that sounds delicious.
yes, that sounds amazing.
I also make a creamed chocolate, and the chocolate portion of that honey is going to be organic cacao powder.
Huh.
I make a chocolate peanut butter, and we just have plain, we call it old-fashioned whipped honey, the creamed honey.
Huh. I've never heard of creamed honey before, so I think that's fascinating.
Oh, it's very good.
Do you just spread it on toast or?
Yes, in fact, the creamed cinnamon is excellent if you mix a little butter with it.
Ooh.
And it tastes like that Texas Roadhouse butter that you get.
Oh, yum.
That right there is the top seller.
Oh, wow.
Well, I know what's on my shopping list.
Me too. Jamie, your role includes scheduling groups to the farm. Can you walk us through what kind of activities are available for the groups who might be interested in a visit?
Yeah, absolutely. We have lots of very fun activities, to be honest with you. A lot of people question whether they could come to a bee farm and enjoy it, but every single one of them are fun. And I will mention, we don't have any live bees on the farm. They are down a couple roads, so no concern that way of getting stung.
No, that's good to know. That's good to know for people with the allergies who would be, maybe afraid to come.
Yeah, exactly. No. So we have a very nice educational area that can house, right now we have it set up about 30 people we can house with tables. We've had buses. We've had 2 tour buses in here with about 75 people. We do educational presentations about beekeeping, local history of bees. We have a Bees Are for Kids. So Tami and I will dress up as bees and we will present to third graders, middle schoolers. We've had homeschool groups, 4-H groups, all sorts of different levels of whatever age you are. You're going to get entertained and learn something about bees that day. We also do a lot of make and take activities. So if you come for one of the presentations, we can also add on like rolling candles or going home with a crafted seed bomb, something like that. But besides the presentations, we've just within this last year added a whole section of workshops too. So that's really hit the fan as far as people being interested in doing things like making luminary candles or ornaments or lotion. And our most popular right now is sourdough.
Oh, really? Okay.
We actually have 4 classes right now and booking private groups. So it has been amazing. Yeah.
Oh, that sounds so cool.
It does. That's another cool tie-in too, because I want to put that creamed honey on my sourdough bread.
Amen. Okay, so what kind of events or workshops do you have coming up in late March or even later this spring?
So really at this point, we're booking. We have everything is sold out, to be honest with you, that we had open to the public. So at this time, we are booking 10 or more people. So if you have a group of 10 people and you say, I want to do sourdough, then we can do a sourdough private group for you. That is at the extent of where we're at with the workshop part of it. And then, if you're a group out there and you want to come in for the educational part of it, like the beekeeping or local history, or you have a kid group, 4-H or whatever it be, we can schedule that for you too. But anything like open, we already sold out our March back in February.
Oh, gosh. Well, that's a good thing, right? Yeah.
It is.
That's good.
So, Jamie, I know, so looking ahead, do you have any ideas of some of the events that you might be planning? I mean, I know you don't have anything scheduled, but, for later in the spring or throughout the summer, what kind of classes you want to have?
Yes, definitely. We perceive the sourdough is really taking off, and we're looking at doing something more in the line of just the bread baking, splitting it into learning about the starter and then having another class specifically about the bread baking, because it's a lot to take in all at once. And I feel like that would be helpful for a lot of the people that just starting out with the sourdough.
So actually just a question that I thought of for either of you, but probably Tami is going to take it. So you were talking earlier about, like the medicinal qualities and, we mentioned cold and flu season. I've always heard that it's better for you to eat or consume local honey. Is that true? And what is the story there? Like, why is that the case?
Yes, it is. The science behind it is for seasonal allergies.
Okay.
Most people who have seasonal allergies for different flowers outside, grasses, it's the pollen that the bees gather, and then they make the honey from the pollen, and that pollen's going to be in your honey. So to be a little scientific, which I had allergies growing up, and I always had to get allergy shots.
Mm-hmm.
And what they do give you is a little bit of what you're allergic to. So had I known honey was like medicinal like this, what you do is take a little bit of honey every day, the local one.
Right.
And it's like an allergy shot. You're getting a little bit of, definitely it has a little bit of what you're allergic to.
I was going to tell my daughter and my husband this because they have seasonal allergies. I didn't know that. That's very cool.
It sounds like it helps build up your immunity because it's, the pollen that's in the air around you, correct?
Yes, you're eating it, you're ingesting it.
Oh, wow. Jen, did you have any other questions that maybe you thought of during our discussion?
No, I didn't. But definitely the medicinal side of this has been a big education today for me. So thank you.
You're welcome.
For sure. So, Tami, is there anything else that you wanted to add about your business, about your farm, about your location that people should know?
Well, we do have a little unique thing outside of the store, and it's called a sniff spot. We call it Sweet Spot. It's a private dog park.
Oh.
So that is a separate little thing, but I do carry dog biscuits and dipping them in honey, and I do make a paw butter for dogs. People sign up through Sniff Spot, and they can buy an hour for $5. And they're the only one in the dog park, and it's a fenced area. And they would be the only one in there for 1 hour.
That's very cool. I've never heard of that.
Yeah, we have a little pavilion. It's shaded. It's just, it's a little bit for everybody.
I love it. And can you tell us a little bit about your location? Where can people find you?
We are on Northwest Road. The technical name is County Road 312. If anybody knows where the old Bellevue Hospital used to be, that was at Northwest Street. We live on Northwest Road. So if you're coming from Bellevue, it's going towards Castelia. We're just 2 miles past the old hospital.
All right. Well, thank you for that. I'm going to have to, I need to get out there. I'm definitely intrigued by all of the products. They all sound amazing and I want to come shopping, and I think Jen's probably going to come with.
I'm in. Count me in, please.
So where can people go to get more information on Cherry City Honey, such as your hours, your location, or to be able to shop online?
Right on cherrycityhoney.com.
cherrycityhoney.com. It's perfect. Well, thank you guys. We really appreciate you joining us today.
Thank you.
Of course, special thanks to Tami Wylie and Jaime Garza of Cherry City Honey for joining us today. And thanks to Jen for joining me as well once again. If you want to find out about more amazing women executives, business owners, Shores and Islands team members, or even local women in history, be sure you're following along with us on all of our social media platforms. Megan is over there sharing some really cool content this month, so make sure that you check that out as well. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this podcast, please be sure to like and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts so you don't miss any of the action here in Shores and Islands, Ohio. You can also find more information, including past episodes of the podcast, online at shoresandislands.com. And we will see you next time on The Shoreline.